If you ever wanted a horse, but decided a dog was more your speed, well, the gigantic Mastiff might be the perfect compromise. Hi there, and welcome to Biscuit Friends. In today's video, we are going to discuss everything there is to know about three big and surprisingly cuddly Mastiff breeds: the Tibetan Mastiff, the Bullmastiff, and the English Mastiff. Be sure to subscribe to Biscuit Friends for more videos like this, and don't forget to stay tuned until the end. Let's get right into it. First up, we have the Tibetan Mastiff. The Tibetan Mastiff, as the name suggests, is a large dog originating from Tibet. However, did you know that the Tibetan Mastiff is not really a true Mastiff? The breed earned this title when the Europeans first came to Tibet. Since Mastiff was a term used to describe pretty much all the large breeds out there in the West, they started calling it the Tibetan Mastiff, or the large dog from Tibet. There's a little more to learn about the term Mastiff, which we will get to in a bit. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that a DNA study in 2011 revealed that dogs like the Great Pyrenees, the Bernese Mountain Dog, the Rottweiler, and the Saint Bernard are probably all close relatives and possibly even descendants of the Tibetan Mastiff? The Tibetan Mastiff was bred as a guard dog that could work efficiently and reliably in the high altitudes of the Himalayas. These dogs are particularly large, strong, and hairy, and are commonly kept by Tibetan monasteries as watchdogs. Trivia time out. Today's trivia question is a tricky one. The Tibetan Mastiff was introduced in England for the very first time in the early 20th century by which prince? A. Prince George of Wales, B. Prince Albert of England, C. Prince Robert of Scotland, or D. Prince Philip of France? Comment your answer below and stay tuned to find out if you were right. The Tibetan Mastiff is a breed specifically designed to endure the hard conditions of the Himalayas. It has a thick and fluffy double coat, which the dog sheds depending on the season. Their coats can be black, tan, or red, and gray, and are often accompanied by white markings. They also are known for their showy, lion-esque mane. The Tibetan Mastiff is a large dog breed. You can expect an average healthy male to be upwards of 30 inches in height and weigh up to 150 pounds, while females can be around 25 inches tall and weigh around 100 pounds. Despite their bulky and muscular build, they are surprisingly quick and agile. The world's largest Tibetan Mastiff, Yushu, weighs more than 250 pounds. The Tibetan Mastiff is a highly protective and loyal dog that would make an excellent guard dog. They prefer to sleep through the day and get active and alert during the night. Tibetan Mastiffs are exceptionally smart dogs, but can also be strong-willed and highly stubborn, which makes them a poor choice for first-time dog owners. However, with proper training, socialization, and supervision, as well as an experienced owner, the Tibetan Mastiff can make a great family dog. Next up, we have the Bullmastiff. The Bullmastiff is a large and sturdy working dog. Unlike the Tibetan Mastiff, the Bullmastiff is a true Mastiff. The Bullmastiff was bred by crossing the Old English Bulldog and the English Mastiff in the mid-1800s. They were used by the English gamekeepers to deal with any uninvited poachers on their grounds. Even now, Bullmastiffs may greet unfamiliar people with aggression, which is why its owner should introduce any guests to the dog first. The Bullmastiff gets its aggression and speed from the Bulldog, and its size and strength from the English Mastiff. In 1924, the English Kennel Club recognized the breed as pure, which greatly increased its popularity. The Bullmastiff is a large dog breed. Average healthy males can be around 26 inches tall and weigh up to 130 pounds, while the average female is about 25 inches tall and can weigh up to 120 pounds. They usually have a short, smooth coat of red, brown, or brindle coloring. They have a broad skull with high-set V-shaped ears, dark eyes, and a deep muzzle. Bullmastiffs typically have a flattened face like a pug, although to a much lesser extent. The muzzle is broad and black, and the only white markings on a Bullmastiff can be found on the chest. Bullmastiffs are intelligent and loyal dogs. They are highly protective of their owner and make excellent guard dogs. They are natural protectors, and if they feel that a person poses the slightest threat to their family, Bullmastiffs don't just sit around. The dog needs to be exposed to social scenarios from an early age, and its training should be disciplined and consistent. Obedience training and socialization from an early age is crucial for the Bullmastiff. They respond well to rules and routines, so setting boundaries from an early age is highly recommended. All in all, if you are willing to be patient and consistent with training and socialization, this may be just the right breed for you. Now it's time for me to reveal the answer to today's Trivia Timeout. The Tibetan Mastiff was introduced in England for the very first time in the early 20th century by which prince? A. Prince George of Wales. B. Prince Albert of England. C. Prince Robert of Scotland. Or D. Prince Philip of France. The answer is A. Prince George of Wales. I thought this was a tricky one today. What did you think? Leave us a comment below so we can see how princely you thought this question was. Now, back to our list. We will close it out with the British Mastiff. To understand the history of the English Mastiff, we must learn to distinguish between Mastiffs with a small m and Mastiffs with a capital M. Mastiff dogs with a small m have been around for literally thousands of years and simply refer to a variety of large breed guardian type dogs. There have been traces, mentions, and evidence of them in the ancient civilizations of Egypt, Greece, Tibet, and China. A good example of a Mastiff with a small m would be the Tibetan mastiff that we learned about earlier. Now on the other hand, Mastiffs with a capital M usually refer to dogs of the British Mastiff family, or the breed that the AKC recognizes simply as Mastiffs. These dogs were known throughout medieval England for being war dogs, big game hunters, and the guardians of estates. They were even believed to be strong enough to be able to hunt lions. At the end of the Second World War, it is believed that only 14 Mastiffs remained in all of England. Breeders from the US then brought these dogs to their home country and helped repopulate this breed. The modern-day English Mastiff is not as ferocious as its ancestors were, but is just as brave and loyal. Officially, the Mastiff is the largest dog breed in terms of mass. They typically have a square jaw and huge, broad skull. Their coat is usually apricot or fawn with a black mask around the face, but can also be black or blue brindle. The English Mastiff has a bulky physique with broad shoulders and strong legs. They can be as tall as 30 inches at the shoulder for males and around 28 inches for females. Male Mastiffs can weigh between 150 and 250 pounds, while the females can weigh in between 120 and 200. Akama Zorba of La Susa, or simply Zorba for short, was an old English Mastiff who set the record for being the heaviest dog in the world at about 343 pounds in 1989. He was described to be as big as a small donkey and was over 8 feet tall when standing on his hind legs. This ancient dog is docile and dignified, but has unparalleled courage and strength. They are patient and loving and will do anything to protect the ones they love. While you might not find a Mastiff wagging his tail at every stranger like a lab or a golden retriever, the dog can be made to adjust to new people if socialized properly. They are excellent family dogs and are great with children. They are quick learners, and nothing makes them happier than being able to please their masters. Since Mastiffs have been designed to keep intruders away, obedience training as well as socialization from an early age are a must for them. They are excellent at reading people and will actually get upset if you raise your voice at them. This massive breed is the perfect example of a gentle giant. If you give them a lot of love, they will reciprocate 1,000 times. That's it for today's video. Thanks for joining us, but we'll see you next time. Click the subscribe button to make sure you don't miss a video from Biscuit and Friends.